Welcome to part 2 of the Matthew series that I'm doing. If you haven't checked out part 1, basically is the preview of the series, so go check that out. Let's get right into it at Matthew chapter 1. When we flip over to the first chapter of this book of Matthew, it starts out in lineage, goes from Abraham to Jesus, showing the relationship between them. When Matthew states the lineage right here, he puts it into 3 sets of 14, marking each section. First 14 were from Abraham to David. Next 14 were from David to the Babylonian exile. And the last 14 were from the Babylonian exile to the coming of the Messiah. And it is believed that there's more generations than the one said, but I'll get into that another time. Then in verse 18 comes Jesus' birth. Mary, who was engaged to Joseph, conceived the Messiah through the Holy Spirit. Now, I'm assuming that Joseph was probably confused, and he planned to break the engagement quietly so she didn't disgrace her publicly. But when he was about to do that, in Matthew chapter 1, verse 20, it tells us that an angel meets Joseph. It states, "As he considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream. 'Joseph, son of David,' the angel said, 'do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child within her was conceived by the Holy Spirit. And she will have a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save the people from their sins.'" In verse 23 recites prophecy. "Look, the virgin will conceive a child, she will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us." Jesus was born in Bethlehem during the reign of King Herod. He was a ruler appointed by the Roman government, and when he heard about Jesus, he saw it as a real threat. Herod sent 3 wise men to go and bring back the Messiah, and that was their original plan. But the 3 wise men brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh. God warned these wise men after their visit to Jesus to not return to Herod. They fled to their homeland through a different path. And then God appeared to Joseph through a dream and told him to flee to Egypt, for King Herod would try to be killing Jesus. So then a good amount of Jesus' childhood he spent in Egypt until King Herod passed away. Now the reason I'm going so in depth here is because Matthew has one of the best accounts on Jesus' birth, along with the book of Luke. That is all I have for day 2 of the Matthew overview. So come back tomorrow where we go through chapter 2 and go through chapter 3, maybe more. And I hope God blesses you all today. Thank you for watching.